Today, the third thing I want to share with you is that people want a bright future, so give them hope. Napoleon said leaders are dealers in hope, and to be honest with you, what I want you to be is a hope dealer, okay? Think about that. Walk out and say, I'm a hope dealer today. What does that mean? What that means is that whoever you come into contact with, you want to be able to express to them something positive that is either in their life or could happen in their life. There are many people that don't seem to have the ability to pull out and do what I call put up the shades and let the light come into their life. And so they are always drawing the shades, and their life is dark and it's discouraging and it's basically down. And so what I want you to do is walk into life and walk into the room and put up the shades, let the sun shine in, give them hope. One time somebody gave me this little simple acrostic on hope that basically said, holding on, praying expectantly. Well, I like that. I'm a person of faith, but here's what I'm just saying. If you don't want to pray, then just put holding on and put the word instead of praying, positive expectation. I'm holding on and I have positive expectation that things are going to get better. Because here's what I know. We see not only who we are, but we see what we look for. So if I go out and if I'm a hunter and I'm looking for game, guess what? I'm going to see game. If I go out and I'm looking for a restaurant, guess what? I'm going to see restaurants. We see what we're looking for. What you want to do is help people look for hope, because it is that which encourages us to continue on.
If you lose your faith and you lose hope, and no matter how great your opportunity, no matter how great your skill is, your visions don't get translated into results. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to share 4 words that'll be very valuable to you and that I teach to my high-level clients to help them insulate and fortify their faith, their hope, the fire in the belly, even if they are an army of one in terms of what they see as possible. The first one is trust. Trust sounds like a very simple word, but please remember, just because your dream hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not in the process of happening. Trust that life has a timing that is wiser than your own intellect, and just stay invested in delivering magical value, bringing great skill to the world, and keep that monomaniacal focus on the highest ambition. Number 2, LME, Last Mile Excellence, one of my favorite acronyms. Last Mile Excellence is simply, how do you win a race? It's how you end the race. How do you create a masterpiece of a project? It's not how you begin, it's the finishing end touches as the project nears completion. 3, detachment, whether it's an NBA superstar, a multi-billionaire, a titan of industry, a humanitarian, the best of the best all have one thing in common. They fall in love with the process. They understand that world class is not an event, it is a process. So detach from applause, detach from income, detach from being loved, detach from being famous, and fall in love with the process of creating your project that will change the world. And then finally, perspective. You know, it's very easy for us to think we're more important than we truly are. No matter how long you get to live, life is a pretty short ride. As a matter of fact, 100 years from now, and the biohackers will disagree with me, but 100 years from now or 150 years from now, everyone who is alive on the planet today will be dust. We're not that important. We're a tiny planet in a galaxy of, I believe, billions, if not trillions of planets. So let's keep perspective on the shortness of life and how even the things that we make so important really aren't so important.
If you can just keep believing when nothing in you is working, when all your external forces have given way, if you can just manage to somehow keep hoping, just hope. You ain't even really got to believe. All you got to do is hope. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You just got to hope. Sometimes you ain't strong enough to believe, but you can always be strong enough to just hope. And I hope God come get me. I hope I make it. See, when they tell you, when you read the scripture and you say faith is the substance of things hoped for, what faith really is just hard hoping. And I just took that hope, just kept hope alive. If you can keep hoping, man, you have a chance. You just can't become hopeless. But if you can remain hopeful in spite of all adversity, Like, it was times in my car, man, I felt like quitting. I mean, I felt like giving up. Living in a car is not a simple task, you know, but I just, you know, some days I just said, man, God, I hope something happens. Come on. If you could just go to bed and just wake up tomorrow. Every time you wake up, that's a sign from God that he ain't through with you yet.